like the recordings, can you send it to me somehow?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Because I don't know what has happened with that.
I will go to the top and send then.
Okay.
I will resume the recording. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry for the interruption. Yeah, so what I was saying that if somebody's Venus is Amatya Karaka, and provided, I forgot to say, Venus is well placed, not that it is just Amatya Karaka. And then you suggest the person to go into, if he's in IT, you suggest him that you can be in front end web development or something like that. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to check first of all if Venus is well placed. Well placed does not mean it has to be exalted always, or it has to be in Libra or Taurus, but if it is at least decent enough, it is well placed, then we can suggest that okay, you could try this as a career option, because instead of moving out from IT and going into the zone of Venus, where if in IT, suppose you have already spent 5 years, 10 years of your life, so then it doesn't make sense to again shift and directly go to Venus. So you can do that inside here also, inside IT also. So that, because then what happened, the person is satisfying what Vimshotri wants. Vimshotri wants that, okay, stay in third house, don't go. Don't go to the fifth house, stay in the third house, stay in IT. But then at a soul level, the person is very much evolved when it comes to profession to make things look and feel better. So then very good, you can combine both of the two things and you can do. So that solves the problem, and then there is no confusion. You know exactly what I should do, when I should do, and what I should not do also. And therefore I have seen, especially if Jupiter is Atmakaraka, I have seen this. Then naturally I have seen, if Jupiter is well placed, then I have seen the people are generally very forgiving, I have seen. And then you may be wondering, this person is Aries ascendant, and how in the universe is this person forgiving somebody? That's the last thing a Aries ascendant would like to do. But now what is happening? The Atmakarak is Jupiter, which is well placed maybe in his chart. So because of that, the Atmakarak has now it's like saying not overpowered exactly, but the Atmakarak has become more prominent, and it also depends on to what extent the person is spiritually elevated, or at least he's trying to elevate himself. So suppose somebody is totally materialistic, no inquisitiveness about spiritual matters, then there is not much use of seeing the Gemini card. Or if the person is only wanting gross material stuff, even then I have seen. Because then the person, then we just use Vimshotri. So ultimately it depends on who the person is and what he or she wants. Because there is a thin line always. So that thin line is like, okay, you want this, but I think you should do this. But can you do what you should do, or you will be better off doing what you can do or what you want to do? So, so then that thin line is there, and as an astrologer, if somebody is consulting, then they have to find that balance. That okay, this person wants this, but I think if he does this, his life will be better.
But then, does the Dasha Lord allow you to do those things? Whatever.
Which Dasha Lord?
Suppose, whatever. Say, suppose a person, he wants to be spiritual. He wants to do religious things. He wants to do mantra jap. He wants to take care of the gods and whatever. But say, suppose the Dasha now is running of the second house. Dasha of the second house is running.
You mean Chara Dasha of the second?
Not Chara Dasha. I'm talking about the Vimshotri Dasha. Whatever Dasha you consider. Of the second house. Okay. Of wealth.
Okay.
And then the second lord also is aspecting the second house in some way. And even we have the Dasha of that thing.
Yes.
So will the person be able to do spiritualism? I don't think so.
The thing is, Vimshotri will tell you what you are doing physically always. So if the, as you said, second house in context of career or money, if you say,
Right. Yeah.
then somehow the person has to devote a lot of time to that. He has to end up devoting a major portion of his life, of the day. Sorry, not the life, that till that time that dasha is running. But now suppose in Charadasha something else is getting activated. Maybe the Charadasha of his ninth house has started, or the sign where the ninth lord is sitting, that has started. Then what will happen is, although he is spending 12 hours in the office, at that time he will be searching something in YouTube, so listening to some guru, or listening to some spiritual personality, because that is like his inclination is going that side.
That's okay.
But because his Vimshotri is pulling him in the direction of career, then he's doing that also. And now suppose somehow there is harmony, I have seen. So suppose like in your case, let's take your example, or let's take another example. Sometimes I have seen, if the ninth lord and the 10th lord in anybody's chart is either in trines to each other, or even in kendra also to each other, okay, not in the kendra or trines, in each other's trines or kendras. Then if this situation arises that Vimshotri is saying 10th house and the Charadasha of the ninth house or the ninth lord, wherever that is sitting, is getting activated, then there is no task actually. Then the person in the morning will do his mantras very peacefully, and then he will go to the office, and then he will come back. But now suppose the ninth lord is badly placed from the 10th house, or for the 10th, or from the 10th lord, then there is this task. Then it's like saying, so the ninth lord physically can show the circumstances which you get to practice spirituality, I have always seen. So if the ninth lord or the ninth house in the Rashi chart, as per the Rashi chart, does not agree properly to certain events, which means if the ninth lord is badly placed from the lords of certain houses, then what happens, I have seen, when you go to that particular place which that lord represents, from which the ninth lord is badly placed, you do not get a option to do spirituality there. So like one of my friend, he's a very good friend of mine, his ninth lord is in the ninth house from the 10th lord. So it's like a perfect trine, ninth house from the 10th lord. So then what happens? I don't know, it's very surprising. Wherever he goes, to whichever company, wherever, he always goes and meets some colleagues, who are into some meditation or some mantras, or they are going to some satsang program or something. And like, it's like, he's done, the office work is over, and then during lunch he's coming and discussing, which mantras you do. Actually, I am in the 3rd level of this guru's this course, and what about you? You are in Ashtanga Yoga, this happened, that happened. So now, because the ninth lord is well placed from the 10th lord, so wherever he goes in this entire Bhumandal, for work especially, he will always get opportunity. And another person I know in a TV channel, he's there. He also has these kind of placements. And what he told me, I was shocked. He said, because 10th lord can not only show your career, it can show the boss also.
All types of karmas.
Yes. So he told me that from the time he started his work, somehow all the bosses that he has faced, they're all somehow very much attached to Krishna and Vrindavan and Mathura, somehow. So now what happens, whenever any work related to that area is there, his boss will call him and say, you go there. And he absolutely loves to go. So that is like a harmony. And if the Charadasa is also good, then the person will really enjoy that actually. But suppose the Charadasha is running off the 8th house sometimes. then you don't like to do spiritual practices. Neither you like to go to these, the holy places, because it is, 12 from the ninth. So then what will happen? You will officially keep going like this. Yeah, I went to Mathura, I went to Banaras, I went to, Ayodhya. I went to these places.
Correct.
But as they say in Hindi, na, आपका चित्त कहीं और है.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, that is why we have to try to see exactly where the problem is coming. And that is why I have seen, if Jupiter or Moon is well placed in the person's chart, then the person does not need a consultation, I've seen.
Perfect.
Because then the person can exactly tell you what the problem he's facing. But if these two are badly afflicted, my God, I've had it talking to them. What about this? No, I think I don't like this. What about this? No, this is not good. What about that? I think I'm not good at this. What about that? No, I don't think I am good at that also. Then what? It's like
Correct.
it's like total confusion. So
Confusion.
when the person is only not aware of what to do, so the problem is people think that, okay, I am confused, I will go and throw all my confusion to the astrologer and he will resolve my confusion. But that doesn't happen 99% of the time, because, for example, as you said, second house. Now second house has million significations. We know only one or two, that's why we think second house is the house of money, or whatever it is. But now third house can mean somebody is printing papers, somebody is writing programs, somebody is managing programming companies, somebody is a CEO. It can mean anything. Third house can go from from humble beginnings to anywhere, actually. So then the person has to kind of tell you to understand how his third house is functioning. And that's what the duty of the person is, to give the exact information, so that as an astrologer, okay, so in his horoscope, Mercury in third house is behaving like this, and in her horoscope, maybe Sun in third house is behaving like this. And then you see what Vimshotri is telling. Vimshotri will tell you the physical circumstances, and Charadasha will tell you at a soul level how much enthusiastic you are. And for Charadasha, as I said in the beginning, Jupiter's placement is very important, because Jupiter is ultimately Jiv Karak. He is the significator of the soul, finally. It's not Sun, actually. At a final level, he is the significator, because he is the connection that you have to the divine. So therefore, if Jupiter is well placed, the person is more eager to accept the results of Charadasha. And if Sun or Mars or these cruel planets are these cruel planets are more well placed, then the person is like, no, I have nothing to do with soul and all. Just tell me when I will get the results, when I will get money, when I will get married. Then it's only Vimshotri. So that is also a very beautiful art. By seeing the horoscope, you have to identify what, in fact, you will also come to know what questions you will ask. So suppose somebody's Jupiter is very well placed, then I have seen 99% of the time the questions are like, actually, sir, I am not happy, I want to do this, I want to do that. So basically what is happening, there is a disharmony which is coming, because Vimshotri is pushing him somewhere, and because he is connected with Charadasha, because of his good Jupiter, he is feeling he should do that more. That is why he feels, oh, I have certain things in my life, but I want to do something else. But if Jupiter is badly placed or not very well placed, or if it's afflicted also, I've seen, the person doesn't even feel which Charadasha is running. Sometimes I have seen people, like one horoscope I saw recently, the person is married around 45. From last 7 years, he was running the Charadasha of the Darakarak, where the Darakarak is placed. In his case, Jupiter was in the 12th house, I saw. And then I was like, he did not ask me one single question about marriage. Like, what the hell, man? I mean, how is this possible? You know, you are running, your Darakarak is sitting there and you don't have any question. I mean, how is that? Now, maybe everything in his marriage is fine, but even if it is fine, I have seen people asking questions.
Yeah, correct.
But because that Jupiter is not very prominent in his chart, so this Charadasha is not affecting. So what? Seventh house? No, I just want to know, should I stay in UK or should I go to US? That is my question. I have nothing to do. So now it could happen that he's settled in UK. So if he has to go to US, maybe there will be some problem of this visa and all this,
Mhm.
and he may not be able to take his wife with him, or even his children also. But he's not concerned about that. His only concern is, will I go or not? So my wife will come or not, my children will come or not, that is secondary. That is not my priority. My priority is, can I go to a better place for a better job or whatever it is. So why is it? Even though he's running that Dasha of the Darakarak, where that Darakarak is placed, that sign, because he's not aware at that level. And maybe if he does more spiritual practices, he has 2 more years of that Darakaraks, that Dasha running.
Okay.
So maybe he will suddenly start feeling that, oh, what?
Realize.
Yeah. And that is why I have seen some people, you will see, they are very inquisitive spiritually, very much. So that will come from the Charadasha part. But now suppose in Vimshottari, they are running 8th house, then what will happen? They will go and take shelter of some guru, and then that guru will be either bogus, or that guru will not be able to help them, or like, or
Correct.
maybe the guru is himself not practicing very seriously. But now the opposite, suppose, in Vimshottari you are running 9th lord or 9th house or anything, or any planet in the 9th, then it's like you are with a bona fide guru, because the 9th house will show the bona fide gurus. And suppose it's a benefic, then you have a very nice rapport with the guru.
Mm. Correct.
But now then, if in Charadasha you are running dashas of planets, I mean the signs in the 10th house or the 11th house, then you will be like, okay, I go and see my Guruji. Thank you so much. Give me some आशीर्वाद. सबका भला हो, सबका अच्छा हो, सबका शुभ हो. नमस्कार. आप रहिए वहाँ, हम. You stay there, I stay here. So even though Vimshottari has blessed him with such a nice spiritual community, but he is himself not into it, because his Charadasha is kind of not supporting.
Mm.
And he will do externally some mantras, he will do, or he may read one sloka from the Gita every day, but it's very official and it's like a ritual he's doing. It's just because his guru told him you should
Told
do,
him.
he's doing. There is no
Exactly.
feeling from inside. At a soul level, he's not feeling that he should do. And then there are the others. Oh my God, when will I get a guru? When will I find God? Please tell me.
Correct.
And then, like, from last 10 years, I'm running. I am not finding anything anywhere. And I'm like, hold on, man, your time will come. Yeah, so that is how we try to balance. And Narayan Dasha, I already said, Narayan Dasha is very important.
Very
Because
important.
when Narayan Dasha's 9th house gets activated, then one must start spiritual practices. Whatever, I don't care what Vimshottari says. I don't care what Charadasha is telling. Do hell with these two dashas. When Narayan Dasha's 9th house is active, you must do it. Or if I have seen, you can combine these two dashas also. For example, I have seen if Narayan Dasha, because that is also sign based Dasha. So if in that your Atma Karak is getting activated, or even Jupiter or your 9th lord or the 9th house, then also, then you can try to see what Charadasha is telling. Because it can happen that you tell the person, my dear sir, now you should go and try to take initiation from a guru. Okay. But then in Charadasha, if he's running 8th house period, then it will be very difficult for him to even think, oh, okay, now I should, go and think of a guru and try to take diksha from him. And then finally, you have to check if Vimshottari is allowing that. Vimshotri is telling, 10th house. So then what will happen? He will get some promotion and he will waste all his money. Taradasha is telling 8th house. So throw out. Jane do sab. Aisa aa raha hai, jao. It's like that. And then this Narayan Dasha is thinking what the hell he's doing. So you have to try to see to what extent you can find a consensus in the three dasha systems. And the last thing I would say is very rarely you will find that all these three are merging perfectly. But what one thing I have observed is in somebody's chart, if their Atmakarak is well placed, and if the Lagna Lord is well placed, or if Jupiter is well placed, or if these three are reasonably well placed in a good dignity relatively, then the person has a higher potential to go from Vimshotri and act at Charadasha level and finally act at a level of Narayan Dasha, I have seen. Or maybe what will happen, the person will say, no, sir, I can't do that, but I agree to what you say. It's very difficult for me. I will try my best. But I agree to what you say. You are right. Maybe I should be doing this. One day, that I also got that call from inside. Maybe you should do this. Yeah, but then if the other planets are not supporting, the horoscope is not supporting, that will just remain a feeling. It will, it will not translate into actions. And that is why there are so many people who desire so many things. But among them, there is only one person who is ready to put that effort, whatever it is. Either it is, financial prosperity or spiritual elevation, whatever it is. Both need a lot of, hard work, patience, discipline.
Yeah,
It will not happen that, it won't happen that, oh, you have a lot of money, so you can never become spiritual. It's not like that. And it is also not that you are very disciplined about office and going to your business, so you will always be disciplined with spiritual life. It is not like that. So we always have to try to figure out depending on the deshkal patra also. So suppose somebody is born in India and the person is near to a holy place, especially. And then naturally I have seen, they have these inclinations, for spiritual elevation because of their birth. Luckily, they have been blessed like this. So then I have seen it is easier for them to follow what the Narayan Dasha is telling, because they have very much high faith in God. If somebody is staying in Banaras and you say, Shiva wants you to do this, they will be like, yeah, I will do it. Or if you say somebody is in Ayodhya and you say, Narayan Dasha means Lord Ram wants you to do this, they will be like, oh, Ram chahte main karunga. Even if I can't, I will still do it. But suppose somebody is not born in that region, or somebody is born in a metro city, totally materialistic, even though in a country like India, then you have to behave like a normal person. And luckily, if somebody, even though being born in a city or a town, gets association of great souls, like some good spiritual personality, then they can evolve more and more and more. And then they will only one day ask you, like I get some people who used to, like one person, he had taken a consultation from me last 3 years back. And then now he has like joined some spiritual community, and everything is the Tanatan. So now recently he just mailed me, sir, my life is now relatively much more set. So now I think we should do another
session on each of the dashas, I think, and how to synchronize them.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying about that person that he was about to tell me that now we should sit together, he and myself, and see what is next. Not in his material life, how he can evolve at a soul level, or what he can do to elevate his consciousness more. So, yeah, I said yes. Great to know that you have made immense progress in 3 years.
Really nice.
That is all from my side. If you have any other questions, you can always ask.
So people can ask questions if they are listening, because Currently, I'm using Charadasha to some level, Vimshottari and Yogini. Just learned it, revised it. So in Nadi, we don't take Dasha system at all. So I've that habit only I've lost of using Dashas. So now I have to look into it and see, like, go back to my basics and do it again.
And if you can just share in 1 or 2 minutes, like you said, you don't use dashas in Nadi, so how do you do the prediction? You just see the planets and the years, or how is it?
No, Nadi has the natal planets and then the transit planets. But we have progression of planets at 3 levels. Like
Okay.
each planet, we have like Jupiter will travel in one house for 1 year. That is the first level. But then it will also go 1 month, one house. So that is the second level. That is the way
Okay.
you can do it. And the third level is like 12 years, one house.
Okay. Acha, the full cycle, you mean?
12 years, one house.
Okay.
1 month,
Okay.
one house. 1 year, one house. 12 years, one house. So
Wow.
that way we have to do for each and every planet.
So for Saturn, is it like 30 or how is it?
Yeah, it is 30 for Saturn.
Okay.
30 months. And a half
Okay.
years.
Okay.
So again, you can just do the combinations and the permutation. Then, of course, the degree of the planets is very important in Nadi.
Okay. Okay. The
So
planetary degree.
yeah,
Okay.
it's it's a simpler way of doing things. That's why I think I've stuck to Nadi. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, ultimately it's like whatever works best.
Whatever works for us. Correct.
Thank you very much for
Thank you. Thank
inviting
you
me,
so
and
much for being
we
here.
will record soon. And which was the topic you were supposed to do? That the first topic you said, apart
Yeah.
from Aryaman.
So the first topic, let's take how the Vastu Purush was formed and how the 45 deities came into being. So we can do
Okay,
that next.
okay, sure, sure, sure. We'll do that soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
All
sir.
right.
Thank you for your valuable time.
Thank you, man.
I
Thank
hope
you.
people
Thank you.
can now come and use all the dashas that your various dashas. Many of the astrologers that I know use only Vimshottari dasha or at the most two these things. Like I would use Vimshottari and Nadi. That is a combination I would go in for.
Very
So
good. Perfect.
people have got too much. They know about these dashas, but how to use them, you have told them today.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
have more.
And yeah, I forgot to discuss about Yogini Dashas. That anyways, I have a plan to make a series in my channel.
Okay,
So I will be explaining in detail the different things, Dhanya and
Danya.
Pingala
Yeah, yeah.
and
We
everything
just
else.
had a session with VP Goelji. He's a master
Okay,
Yogini Dasha.
okay,
So
okay. I hope it was great.
it was awesome. Just awesome.
Nice. Thank
Yes.
you so much, and we
Thank you.
shall
Thank you
meet
very much.
again soon. Okay.